Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're looking at KUROI. It's a skirmish game, but it doesn't actually require tape measure. It doesn't require anything more than D6s. It barely even requires miniatures. You could do a 6x6 grid with just tokens that are kindly provided in the rulebook. It's a neat little stealth game. It's not that many pages. I'm using Tabletop Simulator. Uh, it's pretty gorgeous. Again, not many pages. We're just almost at the end. There we go. That's the last page. Boom. So each heist will take half an hour, probably maybe even less. You're moving your character around one of these 6x6 grids. You always start in the lobby, so we'll start up here. So let's get to character creation. It's super duper simple. You get the character sheet. It says give yourself a name, so let's give yourself a name. I've already chosen our miniature today. This is Naya. Hello, Naya. If you've watched the 5 Parsecs from Home, you'll notice that she was called Preem in that. And Preem never really got out of the dropship, so I wanted to reuse this mini because it's very cool. She looks very stealthy, looks very ready for anything. And you can indeed do most anything in this game. So let's give her a name. It is Naya. What's her details? Well, she's happy to tear down the corporate. Well, doesn't really matter, to be honest, because I'm just showing you a demo. So you could get to distribute 5, 4, 3, 2 amongst these 4 skills: savvy, combat, stealth, and tech. Now, what they're actually used for are 2 things. The first thing they're used for is pre-mission stuff, and the second thing they're used for is during mission you can use them to re-roll dice, basically. So let's go a savvy of 4, combat of 3, stealth of... she looks pretty stealthy, stealth of 5, and a tech of 2. Okay, cool. So that means that we will have those scores. So there'll be the number of dice we roll for challenges before the mission, and also the number of skill points that we get to spend. So let's give ourselves some skill points. And this will be stuff that we can spend during the mission. Boom. Okay, cool. And that is it. That is character creation, assuming that you've given your character a few more details. What do you start with? Well, you start every mission always with a sidearm. So there's weapons at the top, gear, and cyberware. You will have an amount of money to spend, so let's do that now. You always start every mission with 5 credits, so let's get a d20 and put ourselves for 5 credits. And before we kick off with the first mission, we're going to go to the rulebook and we're going to go to the preparation phase. Here we go. So during the preparation phase, you will make 3 sort of pre-mission missions, and here's a lovely selection here. We can roll 2d6 for each one. So let's start. And this really is as simple as it gets. Okay, cool. So our first mission is to steal important data from a highly guarded area. This skill check is a tech check. We're not very good at that. Our tech is 2, so let's attempt to steal data. It says here that we need a 6 for full success, 5 for partial, 4 alone, we've failed and we suffer a complication. Great, we got a 6. So we get the full success. We get 3 credits. So let's mark ourselves up to 8. And then we get a reward fixed. What that means is we look at 12 here, so we do 12 down. We gain 1 combat or 1 stealth skill point at the start of each of my turns. So that's pretty huge. Gonna have to note that down somewhere. 1 combat or... I've already forgotten what it was. 1 combat or stealth skill point, because we stole important data from a highly guarded area. So that checks. Let me just edit that. 1 combat or stealth SP at the start of each turn, and that will last for the rest of this heist. Let's do our second mission. We're doing a mission 6. We're going to pose an official and get into a restricted area to gain intel. That's a stealth. We're very good at stealth. We're rolling 5 dice for that. This rolling X dice is just what we do during this preparation phase. We're not even on the table yet. Great, we've got another 6. That's another 3 credits, and that is reward number 6. Your move actions will not raise alertness during the heist because we pose as an official. So I assume we've got some sort of ID, maybe, or we've added our face to the system, so the cameras are like, yeah, all good, that's fine. So moves don't raise alertness. Great, and that is a number which that's basically the sort of how close you are to being spotted. We only need 2d6 for our next. The 2d6 for our next preparation mission. That's number 3. We have to find and hire a getaway driver with a vehicle. It's a savvy check. We've got 4 savvy. Hopefully get a 6 on this as well. Okay, we got a 4. That's the highest we got. There's no re-rolls here, and it's just a quick roll. 4. That's a failure. So let's quickly, before I forget, mark on our extra 3 credits from our second success. And our third is a failure. We get nothing, we suffer complication. So we roll 2d6. Complications are interesting. Your loyal comrade murdered. Oh dear. Your savvy points capacity is reduced by 1. Okay. Well, fair enough. Bye-bye, savvy. I don't believe that's permanent. I think that's just for the heist. So far, everything is pretty much for the heist, apart from the cyberware that you can buy with lots and lots of credits. They cost like 30 credits to buy some cyberware. It's huge. Okay, cool. So that's prep done. So we snuck into somewhere posing as an official. We stole important data, but our loyal comrade was murdered, and for that, we're a little bit shaken up. All right. Well, that brings us into the first mission. We're going to start in the lobby. So let's set up the lobby area. I've got these big black blocks as obstacles. I've got some obstacles here, some here. Got one there. And then if you can see there's a little E there and a little X there, which means that that's our entry point. And that's our exit point. And then we've got some intel point here. That's what this little red thing is. We've also got partial cover in this spot. That's what the little C is on that map. We can put that there. And then our enemies will start in these 3 green spots in that facing. And this is very Splinter Cell. This is very turn-based stealth combat. But it's interesting the way that you choose your actions. Let's see what enemy we're facing. So you can roll d6 to choose what corporation you're facing. It suggests that in your first few games you just face Omniscience because all their enemies are always soldiers. They're the most basic enemy. They're not going to threaten you that much. So let's just do that for the first time. So we're facing Omniscience, a media and entertainment company. And I'm going to say that these soldiers are part of the same team which killed my comrade. What am I actually doing here? This is a bit of narrative fluff. You can roll a d6. These are nice little narrative fluffs, though, to be fair. Number 5, information theft. Let's say I'm getting some blackmail material for someone as a member of Omniscience because that's what I've been paid to do. And he's a news reporter, and this news reporter has some very, very bad connections with some very, very bad people, and I'm trying to steal that from their mainframe. So I'm a client, again, a bit of fluff, but also with some cool special abilities. And number 3, street gang. Okay, a scrappy street gang. So my guess is that this gang wants to incriminate this news reporter because it will hurt the opposing gang in which the news reporter is affiliated, and they're trying to get one up. But I get +1 savvy skill, which I assume means that our savvy goes back up to 5, so I'm just going to give myself a new skill point. Don't need to worry about savvy being 5 because I've already done all my preparation rolls. I should have actually done this before, so technically should have had 5 savvy, but I don't think I failed on the savvy roll. Did I? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I can't remember. Can I have a look? Let's have a look. Yeah, let's have a look. I tried to find and hire the getaway driver. It was a savvy check. It was a savvy. I'm giving myself a roll. 5. That was a success. It didn't fail. Well, do you know what? Let's just move on. Let's just say I didn't contact the gang well enough. But, you know, when you play this game, you'll do it the right order. You're not trying to rush through. Cool. All right, so we're all set up. We've got some credits to spend. So before the mission starts, we're going to spend some credits. We've got 11 credits to spend. They're all going to... I can save them. They're not all going to go away. But anything I spend on weapons and gear will be binned at the end of the mission. Any cyberware that I buy, obviously can't afford it right now, I will keep. So what do I want to spend some money on? Well, it's just a matter of what do I fancy doing, to be fair. My mini looks like she's got an SMG, so maybe I should take an SMG just in case I get into a firefight. That cost me 4, which puts me down to 7 credits left. I could buy a katana. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Or Stimpack armor, Lucky Charm ballistic shield. Who knows? Let's just go with the basic katana and SMG. Everyone loves. That's a combo. I need to remember I've got +1 skill, combat or stealth at the start of each turn, and moves don't raise alertness, which is very good. Okie dokie. So to the setup, final phase. Oh, let me show you my enemies. So you see Naya. This is who she's up against. So I've got 3 of each color because they're colored. Sort of the yellow. You've got A, B's, and C's. They will all act in different initiatives. I've coloured them yellow, orange, red, and you'll see that there's yellow, orange, red here. So where I'll be placing my dice corresponds to the colour of that unit. So we're facing soldiers, so I can grab these 3 soldiers here. They're all the same stats. These are all pretty alien looking. They're from Infinity. I'm going to say my humans are a subspecies, and It's basically we live on an alien sort of cyberpunk world where aliens are in charge, or perhaps taken over Earth far in the future. So it's sci-fi, cyberpunk, whatever you want to call it. But these are cool minis. They've also got guns that point in the direction they're facing, so it's easy to see from a bit of a distance which way they're facing, because the way they face is very important. So let's just random place one here. Well, the placement isn't random. The colours are random. I'm saying that the red one will be placed here. In another game, it could be red, orange, yellow, or whatever. But the facing is very important. Let me just double check back to the lobby. Lobby's always like this, yeah. So I've got our facing spot on. This goes to the bottom. This goes to the top. This guy's looking left. Okay, cool. And enter Naya. Douche. There she is. Okay, so how does the game play? That's what you're here for. Well, I've got this little section here. I've made it bigger down here, so I'm going to use that. I've also got this section here, so I'm going to cover that up so it's nice and big. So let me show you what these skill points can do. Savvy can re-roll your tactical roll. It's a bit of a funny typo. It should say action roll. There's nowhere else that refers to a tactical roll, but I assume it's your action roll when you roll your action dice. Combat is re-rolling attack rolls, stealth re-rolling defense rolls, and tech re-rolling any enemy's action dice using enemy action roll. That's very cool because I can use my tech to adjust what the enemy are going to do. So I see what they're going to do and then I can change it. Right, so what is this action roll that Savvy can play with? Well, you always roll 5 dice at the start of every turn, so every round. And then what you're looking for is doubles. Doubles are good. If you have 5 of a kind is the best result you can get. Higher dice are generally better, but sometimes it doesn't matter. So I've got 2 2s and I've got a 6. I'm just going to re-roll these. So the way it works is you roll 5 and then you get 2 Yahtzee re-rolls. And we all know how Yahtzee works. Okay, got 2 3s. I'm going to keep those because pairs are good. I might as well roll this to see if I can get a 3 or a 2. I did. I got a 2. So I've got 3 of a kind and a 2 of a kind. Great. So now I look at my action table. I can only do each one of these once. I've got 3 basics. I've got 4 basics. I've got attacks, moves, and sneaking. I've got sliding and distracting, and also focusing, which gains me skill points back. And then I can do special things. This UA 4+ means I need a 4 to do that. But the number of black squares is the number of dice I need to commit to that action to do that action. So to hide a body, I need a 4. To disengage, I need a 4. I don't really understand disengage. Just a note for the designer. It says you move away from enemies in melee. There's nowhere else that says you can't move away from enemies in melee without using disengage. I'm not really sure what's going on with melee, to be fair. And then silent KO is 6+. It's very hard to do, but probably great. And then getting intel is what I need to do. What do I actually need to do? Ha! I haven't told you that yet. It's a professional. We need to get to the intel spot. We need to use the get intel action, and then we will get intel, and then we can exit this level. And when you exit the level, you go to the next level. And what level that is random. You need to complete the heist, you need to get 12 or more intel. When you get 12 or more intel, you can exit the heist, leave. You get to reach the exit point and you say, yeah, I'm done, I'm going home. And you score a win. And that's great. You leave a heist without getting 12 intel 3 times, that's game over. So that's, as far as I can tell, the only true loss condition, the only true victory condition. I have no idea. You just play on until, I don't know, it becomes so easy, you get bored, you want to change your plans. Right, cool. Let's go back to my turn. What was I on about? Yeah, I was on about these. So each action once. So how does it work? Well, line of sight, if enemies, is straight line. So this guy can see these squares, this guy can see these squares, this guy can see these squares. So long as the alertness level is not 7. As soon as it reaches 7, they become cautious, and then they can see orthogonally to the side as well, unless it's blocked by obstacles like it currently is. And then if it gets 14, see on this little track here, then it comes alert, and then they can see basically everywhere, and they're going to hunt me down, and they're going to try and kill me. If I shoot a gun, it's also going to shoot right up to 14, and then reinforcements are going to come in as well. If they spot me, basically if I run across the line of sight, they'll spot me unless I use sneak to do that. Okay, enough waffling. Let's just play. So I need to get here. That's what I need to do. So I'm going to use my 3 of a kind, I think, to move 5 spaces. 1, 2, not diagonally. 3, 4, 5. Simple enough. And use my 2 of a kind to sneak 1 space. So I did this move action, and I did this sneak action. This move action raises alertness by 1. So I'll get my little token. It's gone from 0 now to 1. And that's it. I'm happy with that. I moved pretty far. In fact, it doesn't raise alertness because of my official's badge. Moves don't raise alertness. Very nice. Cool. Now on to the enemy's turn. We roll our 5 enemy dice. We can roll the same 5 dice if you want to, but because this is a digital platform, I can copy and paste as many dice as I want. So I did that. Right, 5s and 6s applied to red. 4s and 3s applied to our orange. And then 2s and 1s applied to our other guard. Like I said, you can have A, B's and C's whenever you can have a token that has the number 6, 5 and an arrow pointing on it, and that's all you need with a 6x6 grid. What does it mean though? High numbers in the pair will trigger major actions. Lower numbers will trigger minor actions. This is very cool. So we'll go from highest to lowest. So red always goes first. A major action on red, because he's not alert, will just be to simply move forward 2 spaces. That is a major action. And then a minor action on red is to move clockwise, rotate clockwise 90 degrees. Boom, there he goes. He turns and he starts watching the TV up on the wall. Orange is going to rotate 90 degrees twice because he's got 2 minor actions. So he turns around and stares directly at the exit. And then yellow will move forward 2 spaces. Very good. I could have spent tech perhaps to re-roll some of those, but I'm perfectly happy with that. All right. So now that's it. That's the end of the round. The last thing to happen is alertness goes up by 1. Boom. I gain a combat or stealth point, but I haven't spent any, so my capacity's at I'm at capacity, and on back to my next turn. And that's the game. So I've got a 4-2, got 2 2s. What do I want to do this round? Well, I want to do the get intel action. I need a 4+ to do that. I've got it. I'm going to stop there. I don't need anything else. I spend a 4. I do get intel, and then get intel action says you can spend additional dice. So I'll spend all the rest of 4 to gain additional intel. So I can gain 5 intel. That's just how intel works. So if you start your turn and you roll a 4, you can gain 5 intel from spending your entire turn just hacking into the system. And once you've done that, you cannot gain any more intel, no matter how much you've gained. If you roll it, you do a quick gather, you gain 1 intel and then run away. That's it. That's the intel gathered for this level. So there's a bit of risk reward there. Like I'm now at risk of this guy turning 1, 2, 3 times and seeing me. We'll see what happens. On to the enemies because I spent all my dice. Okay, lots of 5s. So red is going to be running about. And a 2 for yellow. So yellow is going to be moving up here. That's okay. Orange is not going to do anything. And red is going to move once, twice, 3 times a lady. Red's going to move there because he's going to attempt to move forward, which triggers an automatic rotation clockwise. So they always move clockwise. He's going to move 1, 2, 3. Again, automatic rotation 4, 5. 4 times. Is that good? Can I change that? Could I spend a tech, re-roll 1 of these and change that outcome dramatically? Oh no, hang on a minute. These are minor actions. What am I talking about? He's just going to do a spinny spin. He spins around 4 times. He checks all the angles. If I was stood behind him, he would have spotted me, but I'm not. So he does a spin round, checks that no one's watching him DOS and watch the wrestling, and goes back to watching the wrestling. Meanwhile, his mates are suspicious of something happening over here. All right, end of that round. Alertness goes up by 1. This isn't too hard so far. I just need to make a break for the exit at some point. I could try and kill this guy, but if this guy rounds the corner, he'll see him. So maybe I don't do that. Maybe I bide my time. There's no time limit in this game, so I just need to rush. All right, 3 3s is good, and a 6 is good. I could silent KO. No, I couldn't. Ooh, I need to move 1 square. I need to move behind to silent KO. I know what I could do. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. I will spend a 1 to distract, which gives me plus raise the alertness, which will rotate. I can choose any 1 guard and rotate them 90 degrees. Bear in mind you can only do that once. I will then spend my 3 to effectively perform a sneak action to move 1 square, but I will stay put. I will just clarify in the rules, it doesn't say you can actually do that, but I'm assuming I can do that because it doesn't make sense that I would have to move away from him to be able to silent KO, because the rules of silent KO is you have to perform a sneak action and then you can spend a 6 to silent KO. What a silent KO means you don't even need to roll weapon attack. It's a nice, clean, quick, dead kill. He's gone. Let me just double check what happens to the body. I can't see any reason why the body would not. Doesn't matter. I think what happens is he dies. So he'll go away. He'll leave a corpse in his wake. Now I'm going to be a little bit cheeky because I only spent 2 dice on that sneak. And knowing I could have done this, I could have prepared myself to be able to hide the body as well, just in case that guy rounds the corner. So I'm going to spend one of my first Yahtzee rerolls to reroll the 3, hit for a 4+. Second Yahtzee reroll to reroll the 3, did not get it. Spend a savvy skill point to try and reroll this and get higher than 4 or 4 or higher. Great, I got the 4. I'll then use that action to hide the body and increase the alertness by 1. Cool. So that's a nice dynamic use of dice. Okie dokie. So it's over to the enemy's turn. They still roll 5 dice. Alright, we've got a major action for red. He's finally moving away. We've got 2 major actions for yellow. So he is round. Oh no, yellow. Oh, okay. Now you're going to see what happens here. So first of all, red will major action move. Okay, he turns and moves up there. Orange has a minor action. He just turns to look at this cube here. Maybe he's caught the wrestling as well. And then yellow has 3 actions, but yellow is currently in a cupboard, dead. So the alertness goes up by 3. So they're trying to contact him on his radio, and there's no response. Okay, now they're cautious. Great, they can see in all directions, which means that this guy, he's turned to watch the wrestling, but he's also stopped hearing the footsteps of his friend who he thought was going to come join him. So he's now looking to his left and to his right, as is this guy here. So if he takes 1 step forward, he's going to immediately see me. So I need to make sure I'm in a good amount of cover. So back to the top of the round for me. Roll my dice. I've got 2 6s. That's enough to move towards the exit. So that's what we want. We want to move. We want at least to move 3. 1, 2, 3. That'll get us there. Now we need something that will distract him. That's easy enough. We'll just use that. Let's re-roll these dice. Just see what else happens. Okay, 2 3s. I could do another stealth kill. Ooh, that's what I forgot about stealth kills. This is why they're good. Because if you do a stealth kill, you will gain additional intel. Additionally, you can spend any number of additional action dice to gain the same amount of intel. Okay, so you don't get intel unless you spell extra dice. Well, that's kind of lame. I will instead just move 3. Spend these 2 dice to perform a sneak action, but actually don't perform a sneak action. And then use my 6 to do a silent KO, and he's dead. What does that mean? Nothing. It just means that I end my turn and then I exit. It's not clear in the rules for the designer. If you're watching, can you end on the exit and then leave without triggering the alert status? Does it make a difference in any way? Probably not. Do the enemies get a full turn before you exit the end of the round? Doesn't say. Just sends you exit when you reach that space, which I assume you just bugger off. Cool. Okay, so that's the end of that level. All good. 2 soldiers dead. Nai's alive. 5 intel. On to the next. So we look at our heists, and we're going to roll 2d6. And yeah, if you've got a picture of whether you want to play this game or not now, all these times, then feel free to stop watching. But I'll play on, and we'll just see what happens. A 3. What's a 3? Next one is the server room. Okay, so we can shift all our terrain about and set up our server, and that's this one here. Okay, so we've got some. Running up 4 spaces here. Bit of a squeeze through there. Looks like that space is there. Got some partial cover over here. Our entry is in this corner. That's rather appropriate. Our exit's down in this corner. Our intel is here. And then our enemy placement. We're going to use soldiers again. You can re-roll every level to see what enemies are at a different level, but because it's omnisense, they're always soldiers. So put the red one there, put the orange one down here, facing away from the exit, and put the yellow one here in the corridor. Okay, and then I will enter at this point here. Lovely and tidy, and we are on to the next level. 2 5 4 3. Basically, I want to move loads. Maybe try and catch this guy before he rounds the corner and groups up. So 2 5s and 3. A single die can be used to slide 2 spaces. That's pretty good. Didn't mention the alertness resets when you go to the new level, no matter how much chaos you caused. It's all about hit points, skill points, and then some spendable resources like stim packs and stuff as you run through the mission. Otherwise, there's no reason for you to stop. I don't think I read anything that says you have to exit once you reach 12 intel, so you could in theory just continue and gain loads of intel, I think. That would dramatically change the approach to the game. But like I said, because there's no massive goal that you're trying to get, you're not trying to get 50 intel in total, or you're not trying to go up against each corporation 3 times and win. There's no massive goal that you're trying to do. There's no real reason, I suppose, unless just have fun. Have fun. But that's what I would recommend. Actually, design it if you're watching. I know, sorry, tangent. Design it if you're watching. I would say that you win the game if you get 12 intel off each corp, or maybe you earn what's 12 to 36. Let's say you earn 40, 50 intel perhaps against each of the 6 corporations. Then you've completed the game. That would be pretty cool. Something along those lines, I think, would be probably how I want to play it. All right, here we go. That 4 is doing nothing for me, so I'll re-roll it, see if we can get 3 of a kind. Great, 3 3s. 3 3s will move in 5 squares. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't move into partial cover. You can move through it, not into it. You can't stop in it. And it will grant you defense. Otherwise, it's actually a bit of a hindrance because it doesn't block line of sight. Only obstacles block line of sight. So we have 4 spaces. Let's say I can move 5. Can I move through it? If I continue moving, partial cover. You can move through partial cover, but you can't end your action standing there. No, I can't. Okay, so I'll move 4, and then I'll spend 2 to... That's a shame. Can't move 5 to that point and then slide. I could slide through it, though. Now. Yeah, I'll spend 1 die to slide through it. And then I'll spend my last die to use the focus action to regain a savvy point. Now my savvy max was reduced, but I gained a point, so maybe I'm doing a bit cheaty here. I'm going to continue with the same rules I played with. So that's my turn over. Then I played the enemies. Okie dokie. Red looks like he's moving. We've got 2 and a 1, 4 and a 3. So they're all moving some. Red is going to go forward 2. Orange is going to go 1, 2 to here and then look down. So they'll both be facing away. This guy's going to move up 2 and then turn to the right. Am I okay with that? I kind of don't want him to move at all, to be honest. If I reroll this and get a 1 though, he's going to turn around and see me, which is not good. I don't want him to move, so I'm going to spend a tech to reroll that. I got 5, good. Okay, so red will move forward twice and then look to the right, look clockwise. Orange will move, and then look clockwise. And then yellow will simply turn to look at that soon. He's slowly turning around, his head something behind him. It's the classic, huh? What was that noise? I should have raised the alertness by 2 when I slid through this partial cover for 1 dice. And then it raises 1 at the end of the round. Again, doesn't move from my move actions. For the note for the designer, I would say that call the action something other than move. Hustle, perhaps. Run. Because calling an action move and then having a thing that you do called moving always confuses me, especially on first read through. Obviously now I know what I'm doing, so. But I would call it something like hustle, I think. I don't know why you don't call slide sprint. You should call it something like sprint, because you're making lots of noise and you're moving quite far for only one die. Or dash. Dash is a good word. All right. 2 4s. I want a 6, to be honest, to take this guy out nice and clean. Oh no, because he turned. Oh. I'm going to have to melee attack him. All right, well, you're going to see melee attacks. Right, so to attack, I need more than, well, I need 1 up to 5 of a kind. So pretty much all I'm going to do this turn is attack, so I just get loads of 4s. That's what I'm trying to do. No 4s there. Oh, that's 6. Oh, that's okay, that's 6. Can't make him turn. You need to be behind to silent KO, and you can't distract anti-clockwise. So the only way I can distract him is by making him looking right at me. So instead, I just want to attack him. So I'll use my 4s. Do I spend a savvy? Yes, I do. I spend a savvy to reroll both dice. You can roll as many as you want. I got 3 4s, almost 5 of a kind. All right, so I can spend 3 dice to do a attack of at 3+. You can do each action once, but you can do an attack action twice if you melee and range attack separately. So you can only melee attack once or range attack once. Right, so I spend 3 dice, so I do an attack that's a 3+ to hit. What dice do I roll? I look at my katana, AR, action, attack rating. I think that means that's the number of dice I roll. Enemy gets -1A, which is their armor. So they have -1 armor. Soldiers, they only have +0 armor anyway. The stats of the enemies are... If you caught it early, you would have seen it. It's here. So you've got no armor, 2 hit points. They roll 2 dice on range and melee attacks. And I need to roll a 3 or higher to save against those attacks. Very, very strange terminology and lettering. Again, note for the designer. DM, there's no reference to what DM means. I assume it means damage number or something. Also, there's lots of A's. A used for armor, AR used for attack rating, RA used for ranged attack rating perhaps. I don't know whether I have a ranged weapon listed. Do I need to use the special abilities? If I do, why is mutations not listed? There's just a few notes for you, sir. Thank you for letting me play your game. Right. So I roll 4 dice for my attack. So I've got separate attack dice over here, just because I want to keep the actual action dice the same. Roll 4 dice because it's a katana. I need 3 pluses to hit. I got 1, 2, 3 hits. The guy has 2 hit points, so he dies immediately. Great. I get a KR thing and put it there. Attacking raises alertness by 1 with melee attacks. Now then, again, Mr. Sir, if you're watching, what would happen if I didn't kill that guy? That's what I don't get. If I didn't kill someone in melee, do they suddenly become aware of me? Does it turn alertness? Why does alertness increase on melee attacks if I don't kill them? Surely there's something worse than that. Because I could have stabbed him and then run away, and all that would happen is alertness gone 1 up by 1, and he would have not acted in any way different from being melee attacked. Big question. And then why is there this disengage action? Have I missed something huge in the rulebook about melee attacks? Range attacks are pretty simple. You use a range attack, it goes to alert status. Makes sense. There's not even rules for silencers in this game, which is just wild, but fine. Balance, all that. Okay, cool. But now I can spend a 4, and I can hide the body. Body hidden. Alertness goes. Do I even need to? Do I even want to? Do I even need to? Need to intel. I'm probably gonna have to kill these 2 guys. Yeah, sod it. Body, hide the body. And I've got a 6. What can I do with a 6? I can move 1 space. Cool. All right, enemies. That was really loud. I spent a lot on killing that guy, and it still was pretty loud. Was it worth it? Well, I kind of had to kill him, didn't I? Could let him walk forward. All right. So through the orange, I've got orange here. Great. He's going to double turn. Not great. Yellow is dead on the ground. So he gets 3 radio things. 1, 2, 3. And they're like, hey, Johnny, where you going? You're bleeding? You good? And Johnny's like, Threes. We're looking for some fast movement. I think we want to move 1, 2, 3 spaces onto the intel slot. So I need 2 dice. Okay, 2 dice for moving 3 is good. I could get some quick intel. That's 3 intel. With the 6, the 5 and the 4, 3 intel would put me on 8. I can do a clean sweep of 5, or I could basically do nothing. I know what I'll do. I will move 3 with my 2 dice. I will spend 1 die to distract this guy, turn him that way. Then 1 die to focus to regain that savvy point I spent. And then I spend the last die to do nothing. And then the enemy. 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. It's not good. Alright, so the 6 will tell this guy to go forward and then he'll go there. That's okay, and then he'll turn for the 5. The 4 will tell this guy to turn and go forward 2. And then the 2 pips on yellow will go 1 and 2. I should have gone, and then 1 at the end of the round. This is rough, man. This is rough. I need one to come up this way. Could be spending my rerolls. I haven't really used my... I've got tech one, to be fair. I could get 1 more tech. I'm going to get 1 more tech instead of Savvy from last round. Didn't realise I could have done that. Savvy's good, but I often find that I can get the dice that I need. It's really good for getting the unique actions. So hiding body, disengages, silent K to get those nice high numbers. You can usually end up with a 2 pair, which is kind of what you want. At least in my experience. Okay, well, I've got 1 die that's more than a 4, and then the rest of the dice I'll just spend on the get intel. Yeah, there we go. Simple. They're going to come alert now, aren't they? Definitely going to get alert. 2, 3, 3, and a 3. Let me spend. I could just run for the exit. What's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 3 of a kind for a move 5. I can move 1, 2, 3. So a 2 pair, a 2 pair, and a 1 would allow me to move 3, yeah, move 1, and then slide, and that'd be it, and then it'd be out. And they don't get like Overwatch action, so I could just leg it. Depending on what they do. They're not moving, they're just turning around. Okay, cool. So let's do red. It's going to turn. Orange is going to go 1, 2, 3. And then yellow is going to be pinged, causes an alert. +1 at the end of the round. They're not triggered yet. Let's see if I can get out. Well, there we go. That's it. I'll spend 2 1s to do a move 3. 1, 2, 3. I'll spend 2. Was that a 1 or a 2? Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my 3 of a kind. 3 1s. I thought I saw 2 1s and 2 2s. Well, maybe on the playback I'll realise I did this wrong, but if I didn't, it's fine. 3. So yeah, move 5 with 3, and then I spend 1 die to slide to the exit, and off I go. So I can always just make a quick dash, and there we go. They see me, but we're on to the next level. Cool. I don't get any particular rewards for killing more dudes or anything like that. I only get it if I get intel. Right, so let's find out what's our last level. We've only got 2 more intel to get from this level. So that's good. And then we're out of here and we've done a mission. A 5 and a 2. So that's a 7. We are in the parking garage. I've got some cool special terrain for this. But I've done with the parking garages before. Garage. I say garage, I don't say garage. Like Nigel Farage. Did not expect him to be referenced in this game. If you don't know who he is, if you're American, look up Nigel Farage. Look at his happy pub-going face. Oh yeah, I was going to show you the cool terrain I got. I've got some cool cars. Look at that, cars. Because it's a parking garage. Cars. There we go. They act as partial cover. Our entrance exits down up there in the top left. Our entrance is down here, and our enemies are. Let's see, this guy's gonna go first. Put him there. Put this guy here. Intel's there, and this guy here. Alright, so they're heading down this way. This guy's heading up that way. So we have to get over here somehow and then make a quick dash to the exit. Seems simple enough. It would be nice. Anyway, I'll move on. I've got some. No, I'll give feedback now before I forget. It'd be nice if there's some repercussions for your actions in the previous mission. Like I ran to the exit, they would have seen me. Then for this next level to be completely back at 0 again, it feels a bit cheeky. Like I can just cheese every escape. If I didn't exit until the end of the round, then I would have got shot to bits, and my stealth skill points would have been all spent. Probably at this stage. I would like to see some difference in alertness though, or perhaps even enemy positioning or enemy dice, something that says, yeah, you were loud on the previous mission, so you're gonna kind of have to be loud now, rather than just, oh boy, there's a gunfight upstairs. Well, guess I'll just carry on my normal patrol route and assume everything's fine. Did I roll this? I'm gonna say I rolled this. I can't remember. I was too busy chit chatting. What do I want? I want speed. I need stealth to move past this guy's vision. Oh, this is interesting. So I will need to. I could. If I got a stealth and a stealth kill, I could take this guy out immediately. Would that help me that much? I'm not scared of him. He's just going to move up and around. Oh, maybe I am. Yeah, okay. Let's see what these guys do. In the meantime, let's see if we can roll a 6. So we'll keep those 2 dice for our stealth move. And we'll see if we can roll a 6. Oh, hang on. This guy doesn't start here. He starts here. Change plan. Well, we got the 6. We've got our dice. Let's move 1 square. No, I don't enemy line of sight. If I can only move 1 space, then I'm going to move stealth there. And then what can I move off? Doesn't say in the sneak what happens if you end your turn in someone's line of sight. It just happens if you move through them. Is that deliberate? So is moving 1 square in sneak only good for creating no alert? I don't know. It seems sensible that I could sneak behind the car and then move off. Am I power gaming it? I don't know. Maybe I'm breaking the rules, but I'm going to do that because I think it makes sense to me. So I'm going to sneak to there, and then use my 2 dice to perform a move of 3 spaces and run to there. This guy doesn't have line of sight, anything other than straight line. And then I'm going to spend 1 more die to, I think, probably distract someone. Yeah, let's distract this guy. I could have done that before, I suppose, and not worried about this funky rule. Great. All right. Enemy moving. If you're with me, thanks for sticking with me. Clearly interested in how KUROI plays out. But I'd recommend you go get this game on Wargame Vault. No, I think it was on Drivethru RPG. Even though it's not really an RPG. Why it's on there, someone else will probably know better than me. I've got 3, 4, 6, and 2. They're all moving lots. Ooh, boy, they're moving lots. Am I happy with that? So this guy's moving here. Orange is then moving here, here, here. And yellow's moving here, here. But they don't move the same space, so yellow's going to move last, he's going to move there and then bounce back. Is that okay? I think I'd prefer it than orange moving here, maybe, and then here. I want to chance it. It's too much unpredictability. Everyone's moving so much. I will just take it. I'll deal with it. I don't have the brain space to try and figure out something smart. 2, 2, and then 2. And then yellow will rotate clockwise, move up there. Temporary rotate clockwise, can't move into a space. Temporary clockwise, move there. Okay, they guarded the exit pretty well. But I'm pretty adaptable. Like, I like the number of actions you get. I like the flow is very cool. Like, just rolling dice and seeing what happens is pretty cool. Rolling doubles is obvious. Like, you want to set, and 6s have some power, which they should always have in games with d6s. 6s should always feel powerful. Unless you go for the reverse, one's feeling powerful. But either way, it just makes sense, doesn't it? All right. Well, I can't do anything about this guy unless I distract him, and then I could run up and murk him. So I've got the 6 for the murk, but I haven't got the stealth. I've got the move for the stealth. I need 4 to move 3 spaces and stuff. So basically, always have to be 1 behind. Although I'm pretty confident my katana can one-shot him. So if I just get, do I care about keeping the 6? I've got no doubles, so why not just keep the 6? Okay, 2 1s, 5 2. Let's reroll those two. What do you know? I will move 2 spaces. Oh no! Back it up, back it up. I will spend 1 to distract him. I will then spend 2. Let's say the 2 1s to move 2 spaces, and then I'll spend the 2 6s to do an attack hitting on 4 pluses. Use my katana. I get 1 hit. Okay, I can use my combat skill to reroll these 3. It's nice that you spend a skill point to reroll as many dice as you want, but then I can't. So that, for example, if they all came at ones, I couldn't reroll those 3 dice, but I could spend another combat to reroll this 1 dice. So each die can only be rerolled once from skill points, which is nice. But I got 2 higher than 4 plus, and he's got 8 points at 2, so he dies. With tougher enemies, this wouldn't really work. See, with a tougher enemy, he'd now be alive, and I don't really know what would happen. I'd assume he would turn and face me and attack me, and it would go to alert because that's what it should do. But then what's the point in melee attacks if they're just strictly worse than range attacks? Is it that you can melee attack and then run away? I've mentioned this before. Seems a bit strange. Do you have to use the disengage? But that causes alertness, so do you have to commit to attacking an enemy in melee and they don't move in the meantime? Dunno! Enemies. 5. 1, 2, 3, 3. Okay. So red is dead. That creates an alertness. Should have done 1 alertness at the end of last turn. Should have done 1 alertness for the melee attack. Didn't need to do alertness for the moving. So alertness for red being contacted, but there's no sign of him. Orange is going to double turn. Whoop, whoop. And yellow's going to move forward and turn that way. Good, he doesn't see the dead body. Very nice. We clean it up? Probably should. And then +1 alertness at the end of the round. We want lots of speed. That was a 3. Want lots of speed right now. We've got no good dice. I'll keep the 5 and the 4 because they're nice and high. Cool. 5. I want the 2. I get a 4 or something. There we go. Am I being strangely lucky? I don't know. I feel like it. So do I want to remove the body? Probably yes, because of this guy has got a decent chance of seeing it. Maybe 2 minors and he'd turn around and see it. It's a pretty open space. It's not even got any cover. It's just right there. So yeah, I'll spend a savvy to try and reroll this 1. To get, didn't get it. Okay, well, fine. I'll spend a 4 to hide the body. +1 alertness. I'll spend my 2 5s to move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Usually moving would raise alertness, but fortunately it does not. I could then slide 2 spaces. Could sneak. Could spend a savvy to try and get 3. That's unlikely. I will spend a die to move 2 spaces. That increases my alertness. Then I'm cautious, which is okay. I think this. I'm going to try and make this guy go away. I've got some tech to spend. I might get spotted. Do I spend 1 die to try and kill him? Ooh. Yes, I did. Spend a die. I'm running on 5 pluses to hit. I'm running 4 dice on my katana, and I've got combat skills. Excellent. 3 4s or higher, and he dies. Katana is a great weapon. Okay, cool. So now over to the enemy. So the 2 5s trigger red to increase alertness. The rest is on yellow, so that's good. Yellow's going to move 1 2, turn, 1 2, turn. He turned there because of course he could move into the wall. He turned at the end because of the 1. Okay. So he didn't see his friend. That's very good because it's a chance to clean up the body. Or just get intel and get the hell out. I'm just going to get 5 intel, I think. Puts me on 15 intel. Over to the enemy. 6 5 3 2 and a 4. All we really care about is the 2 and the yellow. So he turns to face away. Bloody idiot. There, alertness goes up by 4, probably plus 1 or 2 more for a missed for this round, and maybe a missed one round somewhere else. And unless I get extremely lucky, I expect I'll be able to exit. That's not very lucky, is it? I'm keeping 6. There's no point to keeping 6. So I'll re-roll it anyway, just in case I see a good use for. Like I just said, there's no point. 5 will not quite get me there, but I can just move 3 spaces with my 2 5s, and then spend 1 to slide 2 spaces and get into the exit and increase the alertness and whatever. Reinforcements appear, but it doesn't matter because off I go. Yeah, there's nothing in the rulebook to say what happens if reinforcements appear while you're on the exit. I assume that's because the designer has never really encountered that, because the designer has probably reached the exit and immediately finished the level. Right, that's the level finished. What happens when you finish a level? It's pretty simple. You will gain credits if you double the amount of intel you gathered. So I gain 30 credits. Any gear or weapons you have get destroyed, and anything you take with you is a higher down credits and cyber. I beat Omniscience. I stole the information on the news reporter. I'm going to sell it back, give it back to the gang. They're going to pay me 30 credits, which I'm going to immediately use to purchase one of these cyberware, because that's how you get better long term. That's kind of where the only long game is. Do I want melee attacks twice in a single turn? 2 different weapons? That means I need to take 2 different weapons. I could use my sidearm, of course. Basically an extra 2 dice on melee attack for 1 die, for 1 action. Gain some armor. Why don't I take reflex wires? She looks like she needs reflex wires. Look at her. Look at Naya. Look. She looks like she'd have them. Yeah, we'll take that. And that's it. That is a game of KUROI. That is 1 heist. And the next heist, let's have a quick roll, see what happens. See who we're up against. Roll a 1 or a 2. Should have rolled. Oh yeah, this is how I've been playing it. I've been playing it that you roll 2 dice and you pick whichever one, so you're not forced to go up against a corporation you're not particularly interested in at this moment. So it stops you from facing the same one twice in a row. So I've got Omniscience or the Somnus Neuralink. I'll say I'm going against Somnus Neuralink. Enemies have +1 HP. What enemy type am I going against? This one is a flat roll. Enemy type is number 1. I'm going against soldiers, but they have +1 HP, so it's still not that tough. These difficulties kind of these corporations and enemy types certainly do, but these corporations sort of increase in lethality, in difficulty. I would say they pretty much do. The enemy types almost certainly do. They've all got more health up the higher end. They've got more armor. They're harder to resist on their attacks. They become immune to silent kills and all that. Some cool stuff. Pretty evocative. And the client who you can work with, they kind of, the triads are really good because they give +1 each skill. The Neo-Ludites are pretty cool against the higher level enemies. So there's some interesting synergies going on there, which could be really cool for could I give you that rush moment, be like, yes, this has gone really well. If there was a longer game for me to get my teeth into. At the moment, it's pretty nice. Sit down, throw a few dice, and have some fun. So no idea how long this video is. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope this has made you I hope this has made you know whether you want to get KUROI or not. It's not that expensive, and it's certainly very evocative of the theme and nice and simple to play. Rulebook could use a few new passes for terminologies and that sort of thing, and everything else we've identified in the video. Yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.